Nation.
Let's go!
Rocky Mountain Showdown week, the DNVR Pregame Show for week 3. My guy Unc, my guy RK, back in town, man. Welcome back.
Finally.
Back in town. Back in town and back in business, baby.
Love to hear it, man.
I'm feeling good. Got my hat.
Looking good.
Got my glasses.
I'm sorry.
Got my watch.
Looking great. You always look good.
Thank you.
Looking great.
Did your mom raise you that way?
My mom actually did raise me this way. You know, I grew up kind of like a cowboy lifestyle for the first 3-4 years of my life. So we had horses. I was rocking cowboy boots every day, a hat, a little gun holster on the jeans.
Yeah.
So yeah, my mom did raise me
And
like
the 20
this.
dogs.
And at that time, we had like 6 dogs.
Yeah. You can't be in order to be a good cowboy, you got to have a damn good dog.
It's true. It's true. Behind every good cowboy, they say, is a good dog.
There it is. Jake's your good dog. You my dog.
You're my
We're
dog
gonna get
too,
you a
brother.
D. We're gonna get you a D.
Yeah,
Hell
we should,
yeah.
we should get
Love to
Jake
hear
a
it.
D.
God.
I mean, it
It
3
took us-
minutes?
Yeah, where are we at?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
3 minutes. And I
got a
was
lot
being
of catching up
sincere.
to
Like,
do. I've got like a week's worth of stuff to catch up on.
You do,
Yeah,
man. Today was just an insane day. I was up here earlier, spoke to Reese Davis, Desmond Howard, Pete Thamel from ESPN College Game Day. You've been here, of course, the entire time. What has it been like on campus today and all week?
Man, it's been electric. There's just been a buzz in the air. The student body, the student population, you can hear the excitement. Man, the line for the student tickets, they were out there like 3 a.m. By the time Coach Prime, gets here, 5:30 to 6 o'clock, line is around the building, to get tickets. Here's the thing, though, Jake. When you ask that question, it's almost becoming normal, though.
Yeah.
Having been with him for 3 seasons before, now first season here, you get used to it, but you have to remind yourself, don't get used to this. Like, this is special.
Yep.
I don't care how often Reese Davis is. I don't care. I was out in the parking lot, and here's a Heisman Trophy winner just walking through Ingram. You're like, and he was here last week, but you got to remember, like, man, that ain't common.
Right.
Every college in America, football program in America, does not have Heisman Trophy winners in competing national broadcast, game day broadcasts on their campus at the same time. Don't get used to it.
I don't think it's ever happened, as far as I know, where they've been in the same place at the same time. And not to mention First Take and the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
I mean,
60 minutes.
ESPN might as well have just picked up and moved from Bristol to Boulder.
There it is, ESPN. You hear the suggestion, right?
I mean,
Bristol to Boulder. Do it.
It's a nicer set with that backdrop of the Flatirons than they
Yeah,
have
a
in
natural,
Bristol.
nice. You just no green screen. Just let it run.
Yep. This is unprecedented, I think is the best word that I can think of to describe what's happening here. And, I go through these different phases where my thoughts go one way or the other. And the one that I had today was, man, I wish I was a student right now.
Oh, look, let me tell you this. I can show you the text message. Last Saturday, well, I guess it was Sunday, it was about 1 a.m. I text my guy from the Whistle, Michael Pollard, and I was up on the hill, and I said, God, I wish I was 25 again. ... hit send.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know if they realize how good they got it.
I mean, the ones who aren't freshmen probably do.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because they saw last year and they saw how bad they had it. But
Speaking of that, man, how skewed is a freshman's reality right now?
I know.
Like they think this is it. Like this is what happens in college.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, I was just thinking today, like, man, how cool it would have been to just skip all of your classes today and just go hang out on that field. The weather wasn't, like, so hot that you couldn't be out. It wasn't bad. It was kind of in between where it's just like throw on a hoodie, hang out there all day.
Well, they'll be out there tomorrow, man. 2 different fields, 2 different networks.
What are you supposed to do if you're a student? Like, for me, I love the comment that we had the other day that was like, we got to, stay down for Fox because they were the ones who were here for week 1 and week 2. But for me, I'm like, I have been waiting my whole life for College Game Day to come to Boulder.
So here's where I am. Great point. My needle points toward College Game Day because of what College Game Day is. But when Gronk announced he was bringing out Lil Wayne,
I know.
the needle just said,
I know.
It's going to be hard to beat it, man.
But then you got The Rock as the guest picker.
I'm telling you,
going back.
Tough decision. But what a beautiful thing, man, for this program, week 3 of the Coach Prime era, and you have college game day, big noon kickoff, both on your campus at the same time. 60 Minutes was here this week, already did their thing, and they're not delaying it. It's airing this Sunday. It's coming out this week.
My God.
Like when they were at Jackson State and did the special on him, they may have filmed September and it came out November.
Right.
Like they're like, no.
Strike
Like,
while the iron's hot.
We're putting this out Sunday.
Strike while the iron's hot. That's what that's why I predicted College Game Day to be here this weekend. Is just like everything is up right now.
Yeah.
And it should be a great game for the Buffs. A chance for them to put on a little bit of a show. And so everyone wants to be here and just soak it in. But like they'll be back for USC.
I was about to say, here's my prediction. They're not only coming back for another home game, they're going to meet us on the road somewhere.
Next week.
It could be next week again.
It's going to be a top 25 matchup.
You got to think about this. Big Noon Kickoff gets to go to 13 games every year.
Yeah.
They have already decided for their first 3 to be Colorado games. That, I'm no mathematician. That's over 20% already.
I would ask you to verify, but you just do the average,
Well,
not the math.
3 out of 12 is 25%, right?
And I said over 20%, right?
All right, you're technically correct, I guess, which is the best kind of correct. So there you go.
So technically correct is the best kind of correct?
Yeah, right.
Okay, all right.
Either
What are the other kinds of corrects, though?
Either way, what's this?
I'm always correct, so I don't know.
Colorado and Oregon both win this week.
Yeah.
What's Oregon right now? 8?
No, they're like 13.
Yeah,
or something.
13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're 13.
So you
the
got-
only one in the top is USC at 5. All the rest of Pac is 12 and back.
So you're going to have Oregon be somewhere between 10 and 14. Mm-hmm. And you're going to have Colorado, if both teams win, be somewhere between 16 and 18 or 15 and 18, depending on what happens throughout the week. It's a pretty...
If someone lower than the top 10 loses, we could be as high as 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's to stop Big Noon Kickoff from being like, well, I mean, how would we not go to this one too?
It'd be the only matchup on the schedule, as Jake was saying, where you have 2 people in the top 15 going against each other.
And College Game Day might say the same thing. This is unprecedented times. Like, usually they're trying to go different places every week, but this is different. This is a different time. This is like nothing anyone's ever seen. And so today, to me, was the craziest day we've had so far, just based on everything that's going on.
I really should have stopped that guy and said, whatever you do, don't go in Charles Kelly's meeting late. Like, just miss the meeting. But we'll read about it in the paper tomorrow.
Oh, God.
Well, spares that.
Yeah, like just y'all there. That's why I said that guy. I knew who he was. He opened the wrong door. You're in the other door. And if I were you, I wouldn't go.
Seeing Shedeur and Travis Hunter and, of course, Coach Prime just on these shows today with the flat irons in the background. It's just another one of those moments. It's like, this feels like a movie.
Yeah, pinch me.
Yep. This feels like a movie.
I mean, just being up here earlier today was pretty amazing. Like, you see Stephen A. Smith just getting out of the car, like right where we're waiting for Reese Davis to come out. The Rock just walks right by us. Shannon Sharp's there. And it was pumping, man. Like, these guys, the students were going crazy at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, they've been going all day.
Tomorrow's going to be insane.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because that crowd today, it was still a Friday on a class day. I know the RKs and Neelys of the world would have been there, but that wasn't the crowd. Tomorrow, it's going to be off the hook, man.
I know. I assume that there will be kids who do not go to sleep and just go, they go from their party that they're at, their Friday night party, straight to the line to get in for College Game Day.
That's a good strategy, actually.
Yeah, bring some road beers and maybe a tent and some sleeping bags. And if you want to catch a little nap, you can. But I think that'll happen. I think people will start lining up around 2 a.m.
If that were you pre-gaming, how many road beers would you pack? For you, not the group.
I mean, gosh, if you're planning on going through the night and then all the way to 10 a.m., like, you're going to need 10.
Or more.
At least.
10?
Yeah.
10 beers from 2 a.m. to 10 a.m.?
Come on.
And then you probably had 10 from
3 an hour is
10
nothing. 2 hours is 6.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nothing.
I mean,
It's a sustainable pace, in my opinion.
I guess you do have tons of time after game day ends to be able to sleep because we don't kick off till 8 p.m.
We don't know we have that. If you're out there listening and watching right now, you do what you got to do right now. Don't save it.
We only have today.
That's all you got is right now today. We'll deal with 8 p.m. tomorrow, 8 p.m. tomorrow. Right now, you let it out, man. You go.
I can't
Make
imagine.
memories.
It's going to be insane probably all through the night.
All through the night.
Any favorite moments that stand out from you today just from scanning all this content? It was a deluge of content today. It was unbelievable.
It's actually crazy, man. Like, I'm glad we did our show so late because the amount of content amount of content that was out there today, like a lot of things could just fall into the fold. And I love our listeners, and I don't think they would have let us just, disappear into the fold. But it was just crazy to see everything that was out there today. And like, I don't even think I've taken in 10% of the content. And I've just been on my phone since my plane landed this morning. So it's hard to put my hand down on something.
I've got.
Honestly, I got it. Is Shedeur calling Jay Norvell a fool? That fired me up.
Yeah.
That really fired me up. I just love that. Like, you don't really get that often.
Yeah.
Like Shedeur straight up just called him out. Said, you got to be a fool to do that.
Shiloh did it yesterday too on Pat McAfee's show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite moment, I think it was First Take. I can't remember which show it was. There's 8 of them out here, but Coach Prime's on there and he goes, "We're 7 to 8 dogs away from basically being a national title contender."
Absolutely.
I don't even know if it's that many.
Really?
No, it's that many.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's that many. Yeah, it's that many. He's spot on. Not only is he spot on because it's his team and he knows it, but just watching it, 3 offensive linemen. Help me count.
Okay, that's 3.
2 defensive linemen.
5.
Okay.
A linebacker in a corner.
That's 7.
Like, if we get that comparable to what we have and will remain, like, we're preseason top 10.
I guess I'm looking at it this way, though. Do you think this team can beat Oregon?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Do you think this team can beat USC?
Yes.
Yes, I do. That's just the hard one for me.
Yeah, the pause in
It's
it
USC
is,
on the no. It's USC at home, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's USC at
Yeah.
home. They can beat that.
Absolutely.
If they win those 2 games, they will be considered a national title contender.
Absolutely.
Like, that will be the national narrative.
You got to understand
And
the mindset of a Deion Sanders or Coach Prime. Until you have what it takes to dominate Georgia, you ain't it. And they've won back-to-back. So it's not for him. It's not about top 10. It's not about number 6. It's not about number 5. That's for us as fans. For him, I want to be the absolute best team in the nation, and I'm 7 players away from that in year 1.
And I'm not there yet in terms of saying I think this team can go win the national championship this year. Like, in that case, I'm with Coach Prime on this, but they really are a win tomorrow and a win the next 2 weeks away from being like
Top 5.
number 2, 3 in the country,
Hey.
and everyone saying, is this team the favorite? Like, you're going to start hearing some crazy hyperbole thrown around if they win those games.
Here come the comments saying Neely's a know-it-all, but here's a I told you so moment. About 2 shows ago, I said we were top 10 in the country.
Yep.
I don't care what the polls say. I see the talent we have. And I told you guys, like the boxing analogy, I don't have to box the other person before I know I'm a good boxer. Like, I can look at the skill set of this team before they play somebody and know if I know without us playing USC, we have the best quarterback in the nation. I know without us going through the whole schedule, we have the best secondary in our conference. Like, because I see the talent, I see what we have. So I know we're top 10 right now. The pollsters don't see it or believe it because 1, they're haters, then 2, they got to let games take place, and 3, they're haters. But we start moving up toward what we already knew in the first place. And what Prime is saying, Coach Prime is saying, man, if I can get this, some depth here and this, oh, we'll beat Georgia.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll beat Georgia.
And he's also sending a message to all the recruits who are on campus this week. The recruits will be on campus soon. He wants to be able to tell them, hey, we're you and a couple other people away from competing for a national title next season.
And I know how much you love CU. I know how much you love Boulder. Get this. We're about 73% success rate when they visit.
That's outrageous.
Like, I want the people to get your calculators out. Just think about that. If 100 people come to visit this campus as recruits and meet with Coach Prime. 73 of them signed.
Unbelievable.
We just come for a visit.
Yep.
Just come for a visit.
Well, and it shows that Coach Prime can get exactly who he wants as well. Like, he goes and gets his targets, he brings them in, they end up committing. It's insane. No one else is doing that.
Without selling them a dream, without promising them anything, whether that's playing
Giving them
time
a
or starting
number.
or NIL, like none of that is done. None of that takes place, and you're at 73%.
Well, and it's a beautiful, almost, I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is, but this takes care of itself. Coach Prime, of course, wants the top talent.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
But
also.
he doesn't want the, for lack of a better term, guys who are in it for maybe the wrong reasons.
I think you termed it right.
And so what happens is, as long as you don't cave and give here or there, and you stand on exactly what you believe in, then what happens is you only get the guys you want. And then when Coach Prime gets the guys that he wants, the guys that he needs, the guys that fit what he's looking for, those guys become exactly what he needs them to be for this program. And it turns up his hit rate.
JSU story. I'm sitting with Prime doing recording a segment, and he has a recruit call scheduled that comes in. You would have thought that the roles were reversed because he asked them so many questions. You know, like this was a dog.
Right.
This is a guy that everybody wanted. And Coach Prime was grilling him. Like, I need to know what you think about this. I need to know how you see yourself here. What do you want to do with life? What's this? Peppering the guy with questions. Then the guy got to ask some questions. It was like, no, he's like, no, man. Just because you are 5-star dog and everybody in the country wants you doesn't mean you fit in this organization. So you're right. I take them through the ringer. I sit down and I ask them stuff because we got to figure out beyond ability, does this person work here?
And that creates a desire. Like when you feel like all of a sudden you're at a job interview rather than, just being pampered.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're like, man, I really want to get this job.
That's a good example with that pampering because, like, there's no, oh, man, this is the guy that everybody wants. He got another visit this week. Let's roll out the red carpet and treat him differently. That don't work. It's a job interview. Like, I got to know if I want you. I know you want to be here, but let me figure out if I want you here. So,
and I mean, you talk about that success rate, but how could you not? You get here. You see the scenery first and foremost. You say, "Wow, this place is beautiful."
it is.
You get into this building. You say, "Wow, these facilities are state of the art."
They are.
You feel the vibe and the energy around the team, and you say, "Wow, this is unmatched around the country."
You turn on social media.
Yeah, you turn on social media. It's everything. It's everywhere. You talk to these coaches. You say, "Wow, this is the best coaching staff in the country." I mean, you got a checklist, and it's just hitting everything. So. Like, of course they're going to hit. Yeah. And of course they're going to get these guys. And there's a reason why some of these guys, like, just can't stop coming back.
Yeah, and of course they're going to want to visit. You're going to get those unofficial requests, get those official requests. They're going to be recruits coming all season long, man.
Oh, yeah.
TCU had a ton of them at their home opener because, of course, they're believing we're playing Coach Prime. We're 21 points favorite. Bring the recruits in. Kind of backfired. Backfired a lot when they were looking at, they wanted autographs and pictures with our head coach. But the number of people who are now looking at Colorado because of all the attention, because of the immediate success that Coach Prime said from day one, no, we're winning now. I'm not rebuilding the program. We're going to win now. He's going to get that 7 or 8 that he's looking for.
Well, It makes me wonder for next week when we go up to Oregon, how many recruits are visiting Oregon hoping that they can just get a close-up glance at what's going on at Colorado.
Yeah. I say to anybody, I joke with TCU about having all the recruits there and then losing the game. You should have them there. Mm-hmm. Like this Coach Prime mystique, this Colorado bandwagon is big enough for our opponents. Mm-hmm. You can't show us on TV and not show who we're playing against. So you should play it up, not in the way that Colorado State's coach did, but you should embrace it, celebrate it, because they're going to always, they don't just interview Muhammad Ali. They go talk to Joe Frazier, too. Be Joe Frazier. Yeah. Like, have your shit together, be ready to go, and get what you can, because everybody still ain't coming to Colorado, man.
Right.
But you can come to who you play, your opponents, your schedule. They should make it work.
You can have our sloppy seconds.
Basically. That's what everyone's competing for.
Still counts.
All right. We'll say our thanks to Jay Norvell very shortly here. Do you have something else?
No, I was just saying, can you pass me those glasses right there?
Yeah. Shout out to Snarfs. Quality, quality, quality.
That's 3 qualities.
That is 3 qualities. Have you had Snarfs yet?
Have not.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
We got to get you on the Snarfs train.
Have you heard
Don't
of,
like the way that sounded, but I'm open-minded.
My guy John Denera approved it.
Okay.
He doesn't know what that means.
No, that's still like, I'm not sold the way he expressed it. And I saw his eyes through the shades. Like, I don't know where he was going with it.
You're not supposed to be able to see my eyes.
No, I could see your spirit. It was
Best sub in Boulder.
There you go. It's a damn good sandwich. Perfect.
and for the
bread,
record,
cheese,
it was the
meat
train
ratios.
part that was throwing me off.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, the way you said it.
So make
Go ahead,
sure
I'm
to
sorry.
check out Snarf Burgers. They've got 3 locations in Denver and Boulder. You can join them and their fights against hunger in our communities. People can simply take a photo of their Snarfs or Snarfs Burger meal on the Gift a Meal app. For every photo, we'll fund a free meal at a local food bank. Download the Snarfs app for online ordering and delivery. You can also join Snarf Rewards and receive a special welcome offer of $5 off an order of $10 or more. There's member-only offers, birthday gifts, and referral points. Give them a try for yourself at one of our Broncos tailgates this season. Sunday, we got another one coming up. Hyped about that. And then
I
also,
might make it.
Yeah? Are you doing the post
Are you in town?
I am doing the post game.
A lot of people miss you on
I
that
know.
show.
I'm a need to be needed guy.
That's
There's a lot of demand for your time.
They're making me feel needed, so I'm coming back.
there you go.
You're nationwide, my friend.
You really are.
Yeah, I did a couple national hits this week.
Yeah.
Insane.
It was sick.
That's dope. I talked to the AP. That was pretty cool.
There you go.
Real
You
quick.
talked on his behalf using his name?
No.
Or
No.
they wanted to talk to Jay
They actually wanted to talk
What
to
did
me.
they
got
want
you.
to talk to you about?
about you.
Well, I mean, obviously the Buffs, but
Well, yeah, I
what
don't
was
know.
it was an interview for like a story?
Yeah, some woman from Florida wanted to talk. So
I like how we have casual conversations in the middle of the ad read.
Shout
And then
out.
get on him about the ad read taking so long.
Shout out Pins and Aces, the official golf apparel partner of ALLCITY and DNVR. Pins and Aces has everything, man. Polos, golf bags, beer sleeves, all kinds of dope stuff. Check them out. Go to pinsandaces.com. Use the code DNVR, and you can get 15% off your first order and get free shipping. Again, that's pinsandaces.com. Check them out. You missed an incredible podcast yesterday.
Oh, dude, I listened to it on the plane today. Slept right through it.
Oh my God. Well, chat knows.
No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't your fault that I slept through it. It was the 4 hours of sleep. But the parts that I did hear were fantastic. You and McChesney were in rare form.
That Shady Rays ad is going to go down in history as one of the best ad reads of all time.
That thing had to move some shades.
You would think.
hope it did.
I loved it. Yeah. I loved it. I loved it. And I was awake.
Yeah, we didn't put you to sleep.
Not at all, man.
No.
I brought my 2 pairs of glasses today, so when Jay Norvell walks in, I can be like, "Oh, sorry, excuse me. Oh, wait, so I guess I still have another
What
pair."
about all the clips coming out now with him having a hat on?
Oh my god!
But he's going to say it's a visor.
So-
Watch. He's going to say it's a visor.
There's a picture that came out today of him with like arguably the best quarterback in Colorado State history, Bradley Van Pelt. And Van Pelt still has his hat on, but then he's got the croaky, so he's got his sunglasses around his neck. And I was just thinking, like, what are the chances Jay Norvell literally asked him, like, can you please take the sunglasses off before we take this picture so it doesn't go viral for the wrong
Let me
reasons?
tell you something. I don't know Jay Norvell or his mama, but I bet you $100 his mama ain't ever told him, take your sunglasses and hat off when you talk to grown people.
Well, and
That was the most made-up damn thing for no reason at all.
It was a weird one, man. And I could tell from his body language that he just he lost his cool.
Yeah.
You know, you can see him kind of, he's like wound up and he
Yeah,
finally just like, let's go because he mentioned something earlier in that interview where he said, our players talked to ESPN today, and they're sick of it. And he didn't say what it is, but it was very clear that I assume they went into those interviews with ESPN and just got bombarded with questions about Colorado and Coach Prime.
As they should, and that is why I'm telling people who will listen to this experience from 3 years in a previous program with this man, that's going to happen. You're not the tall hog at the trough, as we say in Simpson County.
I like that.
Your shoulders are not higher than the other hogs. People are going to ask you, hey, what's it like to stand next to that big hog?
Yeah.
Embrace it. You're at the trough. You're in the same pig pen. You're living.
You got to be careful talking about standing next to big hogs and troughs here at Folsom Field, where that's the bathrooms that we have.
You just, okay. You get the analogy, people.
Yeah. No.
That a lot of folks get tired of answering questions about Deion Sanders, about Coach Prime. And I would say those people, when you are getting your moment because of that presence, embrace that.
Yeah.
Because that's where you show that you're magnanimous and show what you bring. Now you can make it about you, but in an attempt to belittle him, you make it about you in the wrong way.
Well, my overall take on this thing was I think CSU's only real advantage in this game was, and I'm not saying this was going to happen here, but
Their
CU
best chance, not an advantage.
Right, but CU treats this as a trap game.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there's too much attention put ahead for the ranked games coming up. But now that Jay Norvell goes out and says it, it eliminates all of that. You just put the focus right on you. You're right in the crosshairs now. And now you know Coach Prime, Shedeur, and Travis and everyone are ready to beat the brakes off you tomorrow.
Here's the upside for Colorado State or any of our opponents. This team under Coach Prime, with Sean Lewis as offense coordinator, we try to score every drive, whether you talked about us or not.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen tomorrow was going to happen whether you opened your mouth or not. Really, the only thing mathematical that came through it is you make yourself look like an ass. You make yourself lose credibility. You make yourself lose stature in the coaching ranks. The outcome in the game tomorrow, is it bulletin board material for us? Yes. Do we walk around the building laughing and talk about it? Yes. But it's not going to make us go, oh, man, let's go ahead and try to score one more time. Right. We try to score every time anyway.
Yeah.
Like, now, would you probably made it a little more physical.
That's what I was going to say.
Like, he's probably going to get hit a little bit harder by Shiloh than you would have. Mm-hmm. But he's the CEO of the Headache Gang anyway. It's not like he's hitting you light anyway.
And they're going to flex on you a little bit harder when they make plays and the celebration
it's going to be a little
dances.
that kind of stuff, But score-wise, it's going to be what it's going to be, man.
This was a massive, massive mistake by Jay Norvell. I really felt like, man, they're getting lucky here. And again, I'm with you. I don't know if it would have affected the score on Saturday. But if I'm coming from a CSU perspective, I would have said the answer to that question is yes. And so Coach Prime sits there on Tuesday and says, like, I don't know anything about this rivalry. I just got done dealing with the other rivalry. Like, give me a few days to figure it out. Like, he almost told you, you're flying under the radar here. Mm-hmm. It wasn't hate week. There was no impassioned speeches from coaches.
And celebrated it being two black coaches playing against each other for the first time in this rivalry.
Patted him on the back, man.
Yeah.
Was going to uplift him. Honestly, I think if Jay Norvell hadn't made this misstep, Coach Prime was going to give him massive props after the game, uplift him, like you said.
Now you're going where Neely's going. Let me tell you guys a true story. There's a guy in this building by the name of Vincent Dancy. Vincent Dancy was the head coach at Mississippi Valley. 3 years ago, we go to SWAC Media Day. Coach Prime's first media day as a head coach in the SWAC. None of the other coaches would embrace him. None of the other coaches treated him like he was a member of their club. Mm-hmm. They treated him like, man, who's this celebrity think he can do when we've been doing this?
He skipped steps.
Yeah, treat him like that, except for one guy. Vincent Dancy spoke to him, sat down next to him because Valley's table was next to Jackson State's. They had lunch together. They chit-chatted. They laughed. Vincent Dancy is an outstanding coach, just like many of the other coaches in the SWAC are. But Vincent Dancy is here because Vincent Dancy is a damn good guy. He's a damn good human being. Now, I don't know much about Jay Norvell, nor do I care to, but I would doubt if Colorado State is his peak dream of coaching.
No way.
The doors that a Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, can open for you, compared to the doors that he could now close for you because you showed what kind of person you are, man, why poke that bear?
Yeah.
Be a professional, man. Be a pro. Like, roll with it. Ride the wave.
I do have to say this. Thank you, Jay Norvell.
Thank you, Jay.
Because this game had very little juice, other than the fact that it was just the next one on the schedule.
Yeah. Oh, he juiced it up.
And he gave it some juice, man. He gave Pat McAfee something to talk about, Stephen A. Smith something to talk about, the broadcast something to talk about.
He gave our show something to talk about.
He gave us
yesterday.
something to talk about. He gave McChesney something to talk about.
More people know his name than they did 3 days ago.
That's damn true.
And that's
But what do they know about his name is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can give him a little bit of credit for the exposure that they got, but they're going to get exposed tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that we'll see how that works out for him. But I do have to say, hey, thanks. You guys are kind of flying under the radar. Things were going to be quiet. It was going to all be about, honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if he didn't say that. When Coach Prime went on First Take or Pat McAfee today, I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have been asking him about Oregon.
Right.
And USC coming up and Pac-12 play coming up.
Yeah.
But they gave him a whole set of questions to ask just about this game. So for that, I thank you, Jay Norvell.
Yeah, great job.
And if I get a chance to tomorrow, I'll shake your hand with my hat and sunglasses firmly on my face.
Because that's how your mama raised you.
That's how my mama raised me.
All right.
God bless mamas. None of us would be here
For sure, man.
without a mama.
Sure.
Love you, Mama.
Love you, Mom.
Amen.
Shout out to Saturday Neon, the company started by 2 college roommates at CU. They make officially licensed collegiate logo LED neon signs.
Did you say cleavage logo?
Collegiate.
Collegiate logo.
Yes.
Gotcha.
They're based out of Denver.
You could probably do that for you, though, if that's what you're looking for.
I just, he wasn't reading. He was going off memory there. I just want to make sure he wasn't
Well,
slipping.
I was told to take the training wheels
Let's
off.
go. Take them off, baby. Ride that bike.
But Saturday Neon's the best. We've got our girl Spirit back at the bar. She's always on our shows. But they got tons of other teams. Even if you're not a CU fan, SEC countries represented pretty well there. Go to SaturdayNeon.com. Use the code DNVR. You'll get 10% off of your order today. And you get free shipping on orders over $200. Then shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook. One of the funniest parts of yesterday, too, was watching the line move after everyone learned about what Jay Norvell said.
Yeah,
Shot up to 24.
Colorado by 50 started trending on Twitter. And so everyone hopped on DraftKings and bet the line up.
It was hilarious. But you guys can get on the action with the official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Again, get in on the NFL Week 2 action and the Week 3 college football action with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use code DNVR to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook, code DNVR. The crown is yours. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.sot1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 or older. Age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility. Terms and responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
Great job.
Thank
I
you.
don't
let me
think
say
you can do
this.
that one without the training wheels.
Speaking of websites, which you shouted out a couple there, people need help. Let me give a big pat on the back to our viewers because that site that was down that I tried to access is now back up.
Oh
So
my God.
I guess enough people heard my cry and they contacted their representative, and it's back up as of last week. So great job, Colorado.
Thank you, chat.
Speaking of shout out to our people, just on our channel, we've got 1.5 thousand people watching right now. So I know we've got a bunch more on Neely's channel.
Let's do it, man. I think
smash that thumbs
big
up.
word called simulcast or something like that.
Yep.
job.
Smash that thumbs up if you're watching. I know that not every single one of you haven't done it yet. So if we get all of you to do it, we'll take this thing to the moon.
And subscribe to the
moon.
podcast, Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We'd greatly appreciate your 5-star review as
you go,
well.
man.
Subscribe to the Pregame Show.
5-star review.
All right, guys.
Let's do it.
There is...
By the way, the chat's killing you for not wearing sunglasses.
I've got these, but look at the color. I mean, what am I supposed to do here?
Yeah. Here.
Thank you.
Get some Shady Rays on.
Appreciate
I wonder how
it.
these are going to look
I
on
left
you.
mine in the car on accident, so... How do I look?
I think those work.
Yeah?
They work.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of Breakfast Club vibe going.
I'll take that. I
Have you
guess.
seen The Breakfast Club?
Of course I have.
All right.
Yes. All right, guys. I feel like we've barely talked about recruiting since the season started. And last weekend, we had an insane list of visitors, and it's been topped this weekend, which is out of control. We've got Bryce Underwood, 2025 top recruit, quarterback in that class, 5 stars. And then Dallas Wilson, a 5-star wide receiver, is coming as well. Boo Carter, Jordan Seaton, both 4 stars. 4-star defensive lineman Jeremiah Beeman. Aaron Butler's coming back. Talon Chandler's coming back. Danny O'Neal's coming back. I think Gata Wilder's coming back as well.
Nice.
There's Carl Lewis is coming back.
Wow. And
plenty more 2025, 2024 kids. Matt McChesney's kid, Nick, is coming as well.
Unbelievable. It's a movement. And it's one of those things where everyone wants to be here. Mm-hmm. I mean, when Lil Wayne and Gronk and The Rock want to be here, of course, Boo Carter wants to be here. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, this is the place to be right now. So everyone wants to be here. These things are just going to keep getting crazier and crazier.
And I was about to tell you that the more people want to come, the thicker the velvet rope gets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can want to come, but if you don't fit what Coach Prime is trying to build here and accomplish as it relates to roster management, you know, what guys are kind of 1 year and done here now, what do we need to replace, who do we need to replace them with, a lot of people are going to want to come. And that's a great thing.
They have the most momentum in recruiting in college football.
But the greater thing is going to be when it's all said and done, those that make it through.
Yep.
And that's from walk-on through scholarships.
Well, there's got to be pressure on these guys to commit because there's only so many spots, so many scholarships.
Absolutely. And, you know, that's one of the things just about college ball now. I don't care what sport it is. You know, so no one think I'm picking on football. I use basketball. Once upon a time, you're in the top 10 shooting guard in high school. You stayed the top 10 shooting guard. Mm-hmm. You know, you could wait till the last minute to take an offer or not. Well, now if you're the top 10 shooting guard in high school, when the portal opens, you're probably the number 30 shooting guard as far as who can go to school. Right. So you got to make decisions and declarations early because these offers don't stand long because the line is long.
Yes.
So it's a new day, man. It's a new day. So it won't take long to figure out who's got the best recruiting class going into next year. It'll take until the portal opens to figure out who's going to win the portal battle. Yep. And I would say it's the guy who won it last year.
Yes.
Right? Absolutely.
The incumbents.
Win it again.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Remember, Coach Prime told us he was going to leave some scholarships open because he wanted them for next year. So that allows him to probably take a few more freshmen than he would have been able to based on the ratio of the team that he wants. But he's only going to take freshmen that are impact players.
Right.
And so that's what he's got to be telling these guys, the Boo Carters of the world. Like, hey, man, I love you. I want to have you here. I think you make a difference for us. But I have, let's just say, for argument's sake, I only have 15 spots for freshmen next year. I got to keep these other 20 spots open for transfers.
Sure.
Because I know we're going to get the number 1 transfer class in the country.
Absolutely.
And it creates, you know, it's supply and demand. It's market effect of when everyone else really wants something, all of a sudden you really want it too. It's you know what brought people here to Colorado?
Absolutely.
The gold rush.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's like a gold rush. Mm-hmm. Everyone finds out that there's gold here. Mm-hmm. They're gonna want.
There's gold in our heels.
Yeah, there is.
You're supposed to take your hat and slap it on your knee.
I want to
too nice.
ask you because Coach Prime has been upfront that 40-40-20 is his strategy in roster building. Is that going to be the blueprint moving forward still, do you think?
I think that was for this year, right?
Yeah, I think that he has a blueprint, but the blueprint is managed based on circumstances. Mm-hmm. Because here's the also new thing about college football that even Coach Prime has to deal with. You got to re-recruit your own people.
Yes, absolutely.
You got to go through and see who can stay and who do you want to stay, and then convince them to stay. Mm-hmm. It's not a just hard reset roster flip. So it starts there, and that's where that math comes in. That's where that preservation of scholarships, kicks in. Manage it like salary cap in the NFL. Mm-hmm. I don't know who's going to come available on the waiver wire, so let me hold one so I can grab somebody. But he knows the type of guy for the positions he's looking for. And I would bet that when he's, talking on ESPN or with Louis Riddick, he says, man, I'm 8 guys away from, being in that upper echelon nationally. Those are portal guys. Those ain't high school guys.
Oh, yeah.
Those experienced guys.
Yeah, immediate contributors.
Yeah. I mean, you look at you got Cormani McClain #1 in the nation. Did you see him at TCU?
Nope.
See him in Nebraska?
Nope.
Like, he has to still develop, and he is a stud.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's going to be like that for that other high school guy that comes in. You know, you got to, because now he's going to be a sophomore. You know, and then Travis is a junior. There's a process to these things where you develop. And speaking of develop, here's the other thing that people don't get to see that he does here. We play on Saturday. Sunday comes. If you played in 60% of the snaps, it's kind of a walkthrough practice for you. If you played in less than 6%, it's practice for you. So you see the #2 and #3 quarterback practicing hard on Sunday. That's their time to get their reps and grow and develop. You know, the freshmen, et cetera, et cetera. So he has that 40-40-20. Like, he has a blueprint. He has a plan. And it does not just portal, disregard high school. It's portal, use high school, but we got to make sure there's a developmental process, including with most strength and conditioning. Like, we got to get these guys strong to play at this level.
Yeah, it's all very well thought out.
Yep.
It is all very well thought out. And let me just say this. When it comes to portal recruiting, obviously, Shedeur is a transfer and Travis is a transfer, but those ones were ones that everyone felt were a given. When the portal opened, someone like Zay Weaver is going to be an incredible success story for them to show. We know they don't sell anything, for them to show next year's wave of transfers.
Absolutely.
Because he comes in here, he's crushing it. You know who did a one-on-one sit down for College Game Day tomorrow? Zay Weaver.
Yeah. You know who's going to the Senior Bowl?
Yeah,
Zay Weaver.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So he's going to put up big numbers, get all sorts of opportunities, and he's going to get drafted in the NFL, and they're going to be able to say, look, came from this situation, we put him in this situation,
in 1 year.
And this is what happened in 1 year.
And if you think that just happened, he did it at Jackson State.
Yep.
You know, you had
James Houston.
linebacker James Houston, thank you, limited no playing time at Florida, comes to Jackson State, turns into a dog, goes to the Lions, still a dog.
He started across from the second overall pick.
Yeah, like killing it.
Yeah.
You know, like, because these coaches, Coach Prime and his staff, they know how to get the best out of you. They know what the NFL is looking for. One thing that they do different from 90% of the college coaches in America, they coach matchups. They don't coach schemes. Like, you get a lot of coaches. We talked about this in our early on shows where a lot of coaches going with their blueprint. This is my game plan, and damn it, I'm going to make y'all do it.
Yep.
These NFL minds here, they go, no, man, Ryan has the advantage this week. That's where we're going. Throw the scheme in the trash. We're going there. Next week, the matchup might be here. It's matchup ball.
Yep.
Where are we strong at? Where are they weak at? Exploit it.
Yep.
That way, eventually everybody gets to eat.
I think, someone else that needs to be shut out is just Coach Box and the scouting staff. When you're out there, it's difficult enough, I think, for like the NFL and the draft.
Yeah.
But when you're scouting college players and not only just the level you're at, but lower levels and, JUCO levels, and that is hundreds and hundreds of players, man.
Hundreds.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So to be able to sift through all those players and actually find the gems and bring them here, massive credit.
Great
to them.
on the sift through, because you got to sift through, because the stars really don't mean much these days.
Exactly.
And you can't just say because that guy's a 5, he's great, and that guy's a 3, I shouldn't look at him. If you got the kind of staff and the environment we have here, you can turn a 3 into a 5.
Yep. And then just last thing with Bryce Underwood and him being the top quarterback, top overall recruit in the class. This is the type of player that you get, and then the momentum just picks up from there. You're going to have guys wanting to play with him.
Yeah. It's like the NBA super team effect.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get LeBron, and that's, I'm not putting that on Bryce Underwood quite yet, but he according to the rankings, he's the LeBron of his class. Everyone says, well, if I go play with him, I got a chance. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
And then you get to grow and develop and have chemistry with him, because you think about from his standpoint, if he were to come here, learn this offense, learn under Shedeur Sanders for a year, get to see how it all works, and get the keys. It's Brett Favre handing it to Aaron Rodgers. It is set up for success. It's set up for the program not to miss a beat.
And if you are, one of the people saying Coach Prime's going to leave the second that Shedeur leaves and Shiloh leaves, if he has someone like Bryce Underwood waiting in the wings, I don't think so.
To the fans who say stuff like that, I'm not talking to the haters. I don't address haters. Control the controllables. This man ain't never said nothing about staying and leaving. Why you bring it up at week 3? I'm not talking about you in the fence. Like, dude, we ain't nowhere near that bridge.
Live in the
It's
moment.
so crazy.
It is insane, man. Like, no one's talking about leaving. Like, he's building something here, sustainable. And just because his son leaves does not mean he's going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you even draw that parallel?
He was asked today on First Take. I think it was on First Take. Okay, you've coached every one of Shedeur's games. Does that mean when he goes to the NFL, you're going to the NFL? And he said, no, I'm not going to the NFL. I like it here in Boulder. I'm getting real comfortable.
Yes.
Let me say what he doesn't like, too, which would be adverse to the NFL. Can you imagine? Y'all have seen him coach. Mm-hmm. Y'all have seen him speak. Can you imagine him being there trying to manage somebody making $28 million a year like that?
Or a holdout?
Yeah, it's like, dude, like he would literally get rid of half the team, like first game by halftime. Just because it was like Mike Singletary 49ers. Like, no, I go out there with 10 people. Can't play with them.
Yep.
Right.
Like, they got a
Can't
different
win with
mindset, man. They're not built like most of us are built, which is why they got gold jackets. They're different.
Winners. I want people that want to
So
win.
all this very premature talk about, oh, but yeah, he's going to leave. Man, look, dude. This dude is trying to win now, win sustainable, and he wants to make a national championship team, not contender, team at this program. Well, that ain't happening next week, so he's leaving Thanksgiving. Like, where are they getting this shit from?
Some of it is haters who are just trying to tear down Colorado any way they can, and then the other thing is, we've talked about it many times, Buffs fans have been hurt, so they're emotionally protecting myself. My advice to you: if College Game Day is on campus and Pat McAfee's on campus and First Take is on campus, and you're thinking about when is Coach Prime going to leave, stop yourself, look around, take a deep breath, and realize what is happening around you and just enjoy it.
Man, and that's why I say control the controllables.
Yep.
You can control your enjoyment. Man, enjoy it. Like, stop all this speculating and enjoy it, man.
Yep.
Well, just the last thing. I mean, this is about the only thing the haters can say now. Just what Coach Prime has done in 2 weeks, what he's shown this program is capable of, and what the trajectory it is on. That's all they can say is, well, he's just going to leave. That's all they can say now.
Man, if Rick George ain't talking about it, why are you talking about it? Like, it's like that ain't even your job. Let the man whose job it is to deal with that deal with it. It ain't happening no time soon.
All right, guys,
What
it's
should
time.
be happening soon, though, is that extension.
Yes, I agree. It's time, though.
Time for what?
Shout out to Shady Rays.
Let's go.
I mean, guys, what? Oh, I don't need that for Shady Rays, man.
I just didn't want the training wheels even in reach.
No, I mean, if you are a Buff fan, if you are a member of Buff Nation, head on over to Shady Rays and piss off Jay Norvell and the Rams. That is what you're supposed to do. You can shop the entire collection at the Park Meadows Mall or go online to shadyrays.com. Use the code DNVR. You can get 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. And you can try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
Let's go.
How about that?
Let me just tell you this. Sorry if I just hit my mic and it made a terrible sound. Jimmy Searfoss from 24/7 posted a video today of a sunglasses rack in a local gas station. It was completely ransacked. Not a single pair left on the rack. So sunglasses are in high demand. One thing I'll promise you, Shady Rays ain't running out of sunglasses.
Hell no.
So get over to Shady Rays. Tomorrow night is going to be hilarious.
It is.
Because it's going to be 8 o'clock, 24 hours from right now. It is dark out, and it will be pitch black out. And you're going to have at least 13,000, but maybe upwards of 50,000 people wearing hats and sunglasses in Folsom Field.
I'm going to go 30,000 plus in sunglasses.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. I'm walking in with them.
I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a kind of a test run for me. I'm feeling it. So
I'm going to walk into the press box with it, bro.
Let's go. Hat and sunglasses.
Hat and sunglasses on. Why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, Shady Rays is great. They got tons of combinations. Make sure you guys check them out. And then shout out to Backus and Shanker. Do you want to take away the trainer wheels here?
I would never.
I'll flip it over. Backus and Shanker have been helping Colorado families win for 25 years. No fees to speak with them about your case. No fees while they work on your case. And no fees unless they win your case and win money for you. They've got offices all over Denver and
These are the guys where you call Shedeur.
Yeah, the Shedeur line.
Yeah.
Smash the 222. Cars, trucks. I don't know the rest of it.
You don't need the rest of
This
it.
is the
Just talk
CTA.
about it. Yeah, all right.
They have all kinds of injury cases. You weren't at fault. Car accidents, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrian, trucks. Even if you're injured at work.
Yeah, you could have made that part up.
Yep.
They wouldn't know.
No, it's not about making it up. Just talk about it.
But you got their name, right?
I did, of course.
You got the number.
Yep.
You got this
The
law
CTA
firm.
is the number.
If they don't charge, they work on the case. Man, you could just embellish that.
Backus and Shanker wins.
Let's go.
There
There you go, man.
Let's go. Oh, yeah. I won't forget to watch.
There you go. Give him the Shedeur.
That guy.
This honestly might save me tomorrow because CSU fans, man, they love to talk.
That's all you got to do.
And that's what I'm saying. So, Allie hates it when I engage, but I love talking shit.
Me too.
It gives me so much.
Well, this way you're not talking now.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm going to save myself from getting in a fight when someone starts talking and I just throw up the Shedeur.
Puffy said years ago with Biggie and Mace, put your rollers in the sky, waving side to side. That's all you got to do, man. We don't have to talk.
Hell yeah, man.
Close enough to a rollie.
They don't know if you don't tell them.
All right, let's talk about this game
We didn't say it was a Rolex. We just said it's a Rollie.
and make some predictions.
Let's do it, man. Let's talk football.
Roly-poly.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited for this game. I feel like this is going to be an opportunity to just showcase what you can do at your highest potential.
All right.
Put up points on the scoreboard. Shedeur should have a field day. Travis should be able to lock everyone down. He should be mossing DBs and routing kids all day. This offensive line should have an opportunity to generate some push, protect Shedeur. It's really just fine-tuning things, I think, for me in this game. Just making sure you have everything set and ready to go for the stretch ahead.
All right. I like that. I like it so much I'll add to it. I'm like Coach Prime. I don't do the trap game thing. No such thing. It's a football game you got to play. I do think that in games like this, particularly with a coach's comments that were made this week, what you don't want to do is fall into the trap of trying too hard, trying to make something happen. You don't go out and try to beat somebody 76-0. You go out and try to score every possession.
Yes.
You go out and try to get a first down every 3 downs. You do what you have been practicing and trained to do. You don't try to make it happen or overdo it. You guys have been with me since the spring and summer. One of the things I look for is who over there could play over here. I ain't seen but one. Wrote his number down, number 14.
Is that Torrey Horton?
Yeah, that guy can play.
Yeah.
That guy will probably play on Sundays.
Yes.
Oh, he will.
Yes.
But I got a guy that I can put on that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And my guy is better than their guy.
You don't only got one. You got many guys.
I got guys I can throw at him.
Yep.
So that's my only okay, keep an eye on that guy. Because if they throw their scheme away, because one thing is they come from that air raid philosophy.
Yes.
They got a mummy on staff. Not mummy as in,
No, we know,
yeah, I got you. You got some non-football people.
For those of you
watching.
who don't know, Hal Mummy, the founder of the air raid offense.
Yes.
His son, wish I could remember his name.
Matt Mummy is on it. So they are down with the architect of this air raid. Our guy Brett Bartolone comes from that system.
Yes, he does.
So we understand they're going to try to throw the ball. They want to push the ball. Here's something that they know whether they're talking about it. They can't beat us. But what they can do is hit their numbers. Because air raid is about stats. It's about getting the ball.
Yeah.
It's about, so we're going to be up 35-3. And they're going to still be playing like it's 12-12.
Yeah.
And so our defense has to be ready for that. Our defense has to make sure we're dialed in because they're going to still be trying to go there, do this, get this underneath stuff, open some things up because that's what the offense is predicated on. How do we change that? D-line play.
Yeah.
If we can get to the quarterback and hit him, the air raid goes out the window.
And this is a quarterback making his second career start.
Yeah, he's about 50% passer.
Oh, yeah.
He can't beat us. We can beat ourselves.
Yep.
And that's what I mean by trying so hard. RK, before you hop in, I can try so hard that I miss the alignment or the assignment, and now he makes a deep pass.
Yep.
If you just play the game, we got these guys.
For sure.
The air raid is really hard to do when you're at a talent deficiency.
It is.
because I don't know what the game plan is. But if you can win and press man on defense against the air raid, it can't beat you. So what they're going to want to do is get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick. So
it's going to load underneath stuff.
Spread you all out.
Screens.
See who's off the furthest. Turn them around at 5 yards. Screens, bubbles, everything. If you get up on the line because you're not afraid of them beating you. Well, then there's not very many places to go in this offense. So I don't know if that's what the plan is, or if the plan is to kind of, make this young quarterback lose his patience and not want to just dink and dunk the whole game. But either way, winning in the air raid, and Colorado State ran into this last year. It's why they were so bad last year on offense. When the other teams are better than you, from a talent perspective, the air raid doesn't.
No, I'm with you, man. It's like when you had people try to replicate the Tampa 2 defense.
Yes.
But they didn't have a Warren Sapp.
They don't have Derek Brooks.
They didn't have a Derek Brooks.
Yep.
They didn't have the Barber back there.
Rondé Barber.
Yeah,
Yep.
So they had literally Hall of Famers at each level.
Yep.
And if you just say, oh, man, I love that Tampa 2, I'm going to go out here and run it, and you run the three of us, I mean, we're going to get 50 scored on us.
Sure.
Because we don't have the talent. So, you are nailing it. You were spot on.
Yeah, and there is a point, though. Like, Mike Leach had a lot of success. He never had the best players in the country.
Sure.
But he had, explosive playmakers, Michael Crabtrees of the world, a really good quarterback like a Graham Harrell, just to go back to his heyday.
Yep.
And it never had to be quite that big, but Luke Falk, I remember, and they had Max Borghi, and you need really explosive and exciting players so that the defense doesn't feel like, wow, let's just get up on them and not let them do anything. And I think Colorado State's still quite a long ways away from being able to do that. Horton, I'm really excited to see that. I want to see that matchup. I hope that Travis gets, tested, because Nebraska said, we're not going anywhere near
I think
him.
they both should embrace it. I think the fans should embrace it. You clearly have, in number 14, the best player we've seen this year. He's better than what we saw at TCU. He's better than what we saw in Nebraska. And now you have, in number 12, Travis, whoever else we throw over there when the situation arises, equal or greater than him. He should be up for this. Because again, the cameras are here. The cameras, if they show Travis, guess what they got to show? They got to show 14 for Colorado State. So he should be up for the occasion. But man, when I went through the roster film, that kind of stuff, he was really the only guy that I saw that's all right, he could play for Coach Brian.
Yeah.
Yep.
Body language, skill set, he could do it. What I'm looking for,
They have an edge rusher too, Kamara,
yeah.
who can go.
Yep.
I would look at, on our side of the equation, two things. Talk about the D-line, finally getting to the quarterback consistently, but this is a game, two things need to happen. They already give up a lot of explosive play. They give a lot of big plays up. So something's going to break over the top.
Sure.
But before we start doing that, here's where we really can build the confidence in the run game. In our individual running backs when they have opportunity, their D-line is not as good as the D-line that our backs practice against every day. So what I'm looking for and hoping happens is not our passing to the running back game, but our run game.
Yep.
Really get these guys some confidence and some juices going.
Get
That,
him
we
pushed.
can run the ball.
Yep.
Because this is the game that you assert yourself and do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm looking for, too, there should be no sacks.
Yep.
Shedeur should stay clean this game. That should be the number one goal, to try and fix the protection issues, especially the blitzes up the middle, just getting the ball out on those hot reads if they are going to blitz.
And the running backs are going to have a lot to say in that, man, with pass protection.
Sure.
Because, you are what you put on tape. We're into the season now. This is not people guessing. We have game film. You better believe they saw Shedeur get sacked 8 times last week.
Of course.
So their game plan is we're going to sack him 8 times. So our offensive line has got to play sound. Our running backs, before they go out, have to chip, pass pro some, make sure that Shedeur stays upright. Yep. Because they don't have a chance. But their only chance is disrupt him. Because if he's standing there flat-footed, looking around, it's going to be a 600-yard day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 600-yard night.
Yeah.
Easily.
And if you can run the ball, then you'll take that out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Put them on their heels early, and all of a sudden those edge rushers, have to worry about their assignment more than they have to worry about going after Shedeur. And then you get that play action working, and
and they got a guy at safety. God bless him.
Howell?
He plays so far back, man. He should buy a ticket. Like, he's in the damn stands. Like, he does not want to come down and stop the run.
Give him some stripes and a
like, I mean, he's back there, man. Like, you know how they tell you, like, when you're playing junior high, high schools, hey, you're the safety. Don't let anybody get behind you. Like, he takes it damn serious. Like, he's backing up the whole time. So he's not coming down to stop the run.
Yeah.
So, like, hey, man, Savion, the bowling ball, Hank, Smoke, man, y'all got to eat. Because by the time you get through the defensive line, make the linebacker miss where he's coming from to make the tackle, man, you got a 20, 25-yard run.
Yep. I want to do some predictions. You got tons of notes, though. You got
I run them. Those are my little bullet points.
Okay.
Like, cool. I'm already through them. Yep. That's the safety, number 17.
There you go.
Plays so far back, he needs a ticket. I wrote it down.
Love it. Offensive player of the game. Let's take predictions. Are we including Shedeur in this?
Yeah.
All right.
You want to take Shedeur?
Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah. I was going to say don't include him just because, like, he could literally be it. It's my LeBron theory, Kobe theory, Joker theory. He could be MVP every time we vote,
Sure.
Then I will pick Dylan Edwards.
Good one.
A little bit quiet last game. I think that his speed is going to be just so apparent on this field against this team. He has the chance, I think, to at least break one big run.
Yeah, I'm going with, I know y'all hate when I pick two, but I'm going to pick one by name and then one by position. It's either going to be Zay Weaver, because I'm not picking Shedeur, because it can always be Shedeur. It's either going to be Zay Weaver or one of the running backs.
Okay.
Because I think we're going to get the running game going, and I think also that passing game to the running is going to be there too, which may eclipse a Zay.
Mm-hmm. Give me Travis Hunter.
Love it.
This is one of those matchups where, like, his talent will look unfair.
Mm-hmm. I will say this. He's going to score on offense and defense.
Let's go.
I love that.
Yeah, that's going to happen. This is the game where that happens.
I'll be giving him player of the game if that happens. For example, Laviska Shenault had a game against Colorado State where he just looked like it was unfair. Like, you remember, like, Juggernaut?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. Yeah. He was just like, it wasn't fair. He was stiff-arming guys, spinning faster than everyone. That's what you're going to see from Travis. And I felt, Travis is a good team player, but I felt like he was a little disappointed last week that he just didn't get to be as involved. And if, as you notice, like, the Heisman conversation is a fickle thing.
Yep.
His name hasn't been brought up as much this week.
It's game to game, man. It's very fickle.
Yeah.
So, I think as a coaching staff, you'd love to get him back involved, touching the ball a bunch, and scoring some touchdowns.
So this is not something I picked up from a meeting room or a coach. This is just Neely watching football or playing Madden. At some point in a game, in a season, in a situation, you literally have to throw the playbook down and make sure your best players are getting the ball. Mm-hmm. And here in 2023 in Colorado, that is Travis Hunter. Mm-hmm. So at some point tomorrow or USC or Oregon or whatever the hell it is, I came out here with this list of plays, but you know what? Man, find Travis.
Yep.
Like, that's why he's here.
Yeah.
Like, get him the ball and just see what happens.
Defensive player of the game, I went first for offense. Someone has to go first this time.
Defensive player of the game, give me Jawan Mitchell.
Let's go.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
He was awesome early last week, and I assume it's been a while since he played ball, so there might have been a little bit of fatigue that came into play as to why you didn't see him making so many big plays later in the game. But especially in the air raid, there's a lot of stuff going across the middle.
Yep.
Obviously, they're going to want to try and run the ball because they, that was at least a perceived weakness of Colorado's defense in week one. They, maybe think, okay, well, if we spread them out more like TCU did, we're going to be able to run it. So I think Jawan Mitchell has like 13 tackles or something.
Let's go.
I love it. I'm going to, again, not go with a name, but go with a position group because it's either going to be Shane Cokes or Bishop Thomas. One of those guys is getting 3 sacks tomorrow.
Love it. I'm going to pick Travis Hunter just with the matchup with Torrey Horton. I think that he's going to showcase how talented he is, exactly how talented he is. Lock him down, get a pick. I think he can get a pick 6 as well.
Yeah. What if he's offense and defensive player of the game? What if you're both right?
He's unbelievable. He's incredible. He's the best player in the country.
I hope we see it.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no – Shedeur Sanders is the absolute best quarterback in the country. Mm-hmm. Travis Hunter is the absolute best college football player in the country. And that's why they both should be sitting at the Downtown Athletic Club in New York on the front row, side by side. And y'all decide.
Will we be there too?
Oh, I don't know if we'll be invited, but we're going. We've never let an invitation stop us.
It's true.
That's not what we do.
Especially Jake and I.
I just walk around like I'm supposed to be.
Do you have something?
No, it's funny because a bunch of people last week commented, "Who is this coach that's on here?" It's like you got the whole gear, you had the Colorado hat on last week. I'm
Hey,
like,
man. Whatever they call me.
Yeah, you could go anywhere dressed like that.
Let's do it.
Dark horse of the game, either side of the ball, special teams up for grabs. Shoot, I'll even let you pick a coach. Who you got?
Before I do that, you talking about the dark horse reminded me. Save the dark horse.
Yep.
There's a plan to potentially bulldoze the dark horse, which would be just a crime.
Hey, this is the place y'all took me to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the deal with that?
They're trying to build more student housing over there.
Oh, okay.
But it's that's like a land.
I mean, not okay as I improve. Okay as like, all right.
Yeah. Anyways.
They had the big buffalo on the roof that I didn't see till we walk outside.
Yes.
Yeah. The guy was talking shit and you thought I was going to get in a fight.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah. It was the spring game.
That is true. He was making like snide comments.
But you got hey, admit to the audience, Neely didn't back down.
No, Neely,
it's like 6-1.
Neely was actually hilarious because he just like clapped back at them, but in like a very I don't know, like he was curious way. Like he was kind of egging them on a little bit.
Yeah, I wanted to see if they were going to go to the next level.
Yeah,
what you mean by that?
Yeah, I'm one of those guys.
Yeah.
And they bought us shots.
I also want to give a shout out to Game Time.
Yeah.
Game Time, you got to get into the game tomorrow. And you can get in on Game Time. My favorite thing about Game Time is you can set your settings to have the all-in price. So that way when you see the price on the map, that's the actual price that you're going to pay. My least favorite thing is you're like, oh, we can get in for $100 tomorrow. And then you click it. And then fees all stack up. So the fees, nothing to surprise you on here. Set your game time to all in. You can get in tomorrow though, $240.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. And that's 103 row 2. So those are good.
That's great seats, man.
Those are great seats, actually.
I mean, you're talking about some sites got $500 out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dang, that's a good deal.
That's under 3.
Is there any available in 101? McChesneyville?
Yeah, let's check McChesneyville.
That's strong, man.
That is the one place I've always said, don't sit there. Don't sit in one-on-one.
I'm gonna go do a halftime report from 101 on tomorrow.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
103 right here. Boom. That is a good seat. So anyway, shout out to Game Time.
Shout out Game Time, man. I love knowing what it costs.
Oh yeah.
I've used other sites, and you put your little budget, your little sliding scale. Oh man, great seats. Click it. And they're like, oh, this tax, this fee, this obstructive view. Like, dude, why didn't you just tell me it's $350 up front?
Yes, I know.
I clicked it because it was $180.
Yeah.
Now it's almost $400.
I know. So yeah, get over to Game Time. Use the code DNVR when you sign up, and get a great deal on tickets. 5 out of 6 games are now sold out, and it'll be 6 out of 6 probably by next week. So you're gonna have to use Game Time if you don't have a ticket yet.
What's the last? Is it the Arizona game? Is that the last one?
That one has not been announced yet. It's sold out.
Okay.
But
Oregon State just was.
Oregon State was. The Beavers is now sold out. Nothing like sold out Beaver.
That's going to be a great game. Dark horse of the game. Who's first?
He's first. Because he got to laugh. I didn't get to laugh, so now I get to laugh.
Who is going to make a sneaky... Oh,
I've got one.
I actually don't think he's that much of a dark horse. I don't know if anyone on this team is really that much of a dark horse because we know him all so well. But give me Cam. Give me Cam. I mean, he's maybe less of a dark horse than Juwan Mitchell, so maybe I should flip those two.
But then you would be stealing mine because Juju is my dark horse.
Okay.
Because as much as we know him and knew he was going to be impactful and talk to Coach Hart about him, the world doesn't know him yet, even though he showed some stuff. He was my dark horse for this game.
Cam is just built for games like this, and he's going to bring the fire, and he's going to be chirping out there, and he's going to bring the energy, and he's going to make like 2 tackles for a loss, maybe like a forced fumble in the game. So I'm feeling big Cam game.
Remind me to tell you something about Cam after your dark horse.
Okay. You can tell me if I'm wrong here, but
You're
I
wrong.
feel like Cormani McLean is a great choice for dark horse this week.
I think that is a good choice because here's something that Sean Lewis, the OC, challenged the whole team to, particularly offense, but the whole team. This was during the team talk. He admonished the starters, go out there, do your damn jobs, do it at a high level, so that these guys that have been on scout team and pushing you in practice, you can get their opportunity in front of their family and on TV. So your job is to go out there and kick so much ass so early that guys behind you get opportunity.
Love that.
And this could be the kind of game where you not only see a Cormani, a true freshman, get in, but also have an impact because keep in
Absolutely.
mind, because of air raid, because they're behind, because of the clock, they're going to be passing.
And because they know he's just getting into the college football game for the first time,
They're going to
hey,
be
let's
passing.
test him.
They're going to be passing.
Yep.
Like he could get one.
That's a good one, Jake.
Thank you.
It is. It
He's
really
been,
is.
He's been looking great on Well Off recently. I mean, you've been there. You can tell us more.
Yeah,
but he's
he.
been battling.
I think he's getting on the backside of the freshman curve.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he is who he is. He's capable, has the ability, but then you run into actually doing it. Like he will tell you back this summer, hey, man, I just knew I was in shape when I got here. But then when I started doing it at this altitude, you saw the vomit. You know, that it is, you think you're ready until you have to do it. And so he's getting there, man. The dude is a freshman. Like, and this is college ball, man. And they got different weight rooms in college than you had in high school.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Cam, thank you for reminding me. I sat in with Coach Prime meeting with the production team, you know, for calling the game, Lewis Riddick, those guys. And so they asked him about players, the transfers, et cetera. And the fatherhood gleam on his face when he talked about the HBCU guys and what they have been accomplishing here. I really, you know, you never know what those production teams are going to use in the broadcast. But I told you guys off air, like, man, I halfway want to watch the game to see how they quote him.
Yeah.
To hear him talk about what those guys did at the HBCU and the world said they wouldn't be able to do it here, but here they are doing it here. And not just here. One of his offensive linemen from Jackson State went to TCU and had the best game out of all TCU's linemen, Patrick Willis. Like, so there's talent in college football, not just at the Power Five. And to hear him talk to those broadcasters about, man, when Savion scores, I have a bigger smile, you know, because I know he's showing the world that wasn't a fluke against FAMU.
Yeah.
You know, I'm now doing it against, you know, TCU. And so when he got to Cam, because, you know, Cam had a pick, Cam's energy, Cam brings that lick. Like, these guys can ball, man.
Yeah.
That wasn't just an HBCU thing. These dudes are talented.
Absolutely.
And this is something I brought up on Twitter this week when Mel Kiper said Shedeur's a guaranteed first-round pick this year if he wants to come out. Is like, no one was saying anything like this about him when he was at Jackson State. There's only been 2 games. He was that guy. He's been that guy. He is that guy. And I think he did improve over this offseason.
Sure,
absolutely.
But not from a guy who, you know, wasn't even being talked about as a draft prospect.
Heisman, yeah.
To Heisman
Yeah.
and potentially, you know, number 3 overall pick in the draft. And so my point was just like, don't take quality of competition and use it against every single one of these guys in HBCU or, you know, any of the other non-Power 5 levels. Like, just look at the player. With Shedeur, I used him as an example because it was such an easy evaluation for me. He throws the ball, goes exactly where he wants to go. Doesn't matter who's running behind the receiver. He puts the ball exactly where he wants to put it whenever he wants to do it.
In fact, man, he's so damn accurate that you don't really get to see how talented the receivers are.
For sure. So to me, I was just like, this is frustrating, but it might have maybe been a better example because everyone said, well, Shedeur was a top recruit, blah, 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 something we've been saying forever. Cam is like maybe an even better example. He goes out there against Nebraska. He's got tackles for loss. He's making plays in the backfield. He has a pick. Like, he was doing that stuff at Jackson.
Yeah.
And then you put him out on the field at Colorado, and he does those same things. So
If Savion, if we did not have back by committee, which I'm glad we have because running backs get run a lot. If Savion was just a featured back, you would have a situation where here's a guy who would lead another conference in rushing for the 3rd time. He came from the MEAC to the SWAC, and now here. Led the MEAC in rushing, led the SWAC in rushing, and we're still running over guys like they ain't there.
yeah.
You know, and I'll say this, man, about the Shedeur, just to add a log on that beautiful fire you started. There's an award in Mississippi for the best college player called the Connolly Award.
Rob J talked about this on Twitter.
You know, it was just clear Shedeur was going to win it, and he didn't. Guy from Ole Miss won. But now, 9 months later, oh, man, Heisman, he could go to the draft this year if he wanted to. And ain't nothing changed but his location and the number of eyeballs on him. His talent's still there. And, man, I can say the same thing about the pregame show. I send you guys clips of our Jack State shows, and we just laugh. We have a ball in our text group. Oh, now the pregame show is so good. Man, it's been good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, you just weren't looking because you thought it was, that's that small black school show.
Yep.
Like, talent is talent, brother.
Yes, sir.
Like, stop it, man.
Man, I wrote this film room December 6, 2022, and the plays in this film room are just, they're out of control, man. His accuracy was incredible. He shows off his mobility. His calmness and poise in the pocket, man, like, these are things that translate beyond, like, levels of playing.
And the point that I made was, I hope that schools realize, or that NFL teams realize this and say, okay, if a guy is balling out in the HBCU ranks, let's treat him as if he was balling out anywhere else and not think, quality of competition. First of all, you're making a big mistake thinking that the quality of competition is that big of a drop-off.
Yes.
Shedeur said it. The biggest thing is the lines are bigger. They get off blocks a little bit faster. But these skill position players.
The skills is the same, man.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are ballers.
Yeah.
And so I hope that, schools realize that all of these guys who came to Colorado are contributing and playing really well.
Yeah.
And
great point, Shedeur, about the skill players. Like, I'll give it to you. The lines or trenches, there's a stark difference in mass.
yeah.
But when you go skill positions, like, no, man, speed is speed, hands is hands.
Yep.
Like, those guys can run and catch.
All right, we got one more. Score predictions. Who wants to go first? We can make this one quick and then hit questions if we have time, Melissa.
50-10.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're going to give up a score. Like, they're going to score because we're gonna mess something up. They may even score twice. So I'm with RK on the 10. And I see us. I think we can get north of 50 this time. TCU, we were 45.
Yep.
High 30s. Nebraska 36 was it?
Yep.
I think we can get to 50. I like your 50-10.
There we go.
Yep. I'm gonna go 56-14. Give me 8 touchdowns?
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
I love touchdowns, man.
We got a
We
lot
should
of
have just ended the show right there. That was so raspy, and the innuendo, the double entendre. Like you should just pull the plug right there. I love touchdowns.
I really do. I love seeing the guys, go make plays and celebrate. It's the best.
Yeah, you ruined it when you added that to it, but yeah.
Do you have a mic, Alyssa? No.
Pass me the headset, maybe?
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Thread it back.
Thing.
Is that muted?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's going to be loud. We're still rolling. I mean, we still have.
We are still rolling. And while we're in here,
Not a single person
shout out
has-
to Coach Andre Hart for allowing the use of the
Absolutely.
linebacker room again. The team is right outside the doors, down the steps on Folsom, practicing under the lights, having an 8 p.m. practice, to get acclimated to the 8 p.m. kickoff. They're going to wrap that up and then head to the team hotel and already had dinner here, so it'll just be coaches' speeches and lights out. Long day tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm doing all this to buy time, by the way. Long day tomorrow. So I think the team's going to get back over here, the mid-afternoon, because it's an 8 p.m. kickoff, man. So when all that college game day, big noon stuff is going on, you're still like 12 hours away from the game.
I know.
Pace yourself,
Yes.
but do all the things that Uncle wants you to do. Just
There we
pace
go.
yourself while
Absolutely.
doing it.
There we go.
Did I buy you enough time?
Yep.
There it is.
All right, what do we got?
Okay, Out Here Trucking says, any word on when Carmani will get some playing time?
I talked about
Already
it.
talked about it.
Hopefully tomorrow night.
Wait, okay. Can I just ask Uncle a few questions real quick? Any injuries or anything we need to know about? Who's starting at center? Anything you can tell
Only
us?
glaring injury, Ben is not playing. Got a fractured foot. It happened in practice yesterday.
Oh, Finiseth?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Based on my memory, the chart should stay the same. Even the players who were working their way back in, like Travis J, don't think they've worked back in enough for playing time, but they are practicing. So the only guy that was practicing this week that sustained an injury that will allow him to not play is Ben. Yeah.
Is Wells good?
Don't know. I didn't see him.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't see Wells. But Ben is walking around in a boot crutch. He's in good spirits about it, but he's got a fracture.
By the way, Sean just brought this up, so I'll just hit this one because I see it right in front of me. He said, what's on the Saucy Southern menu for the tailgate? First of all, go get your tailgate tickets.
Yes.
Jake tweeted it out. I tweeted it out.
DNVR
We want to
Buffs.
see you guys there. We want to hang out with you before
And I'm
the
going to
game.
try to steal a cart and come.
Well, where the tailgate is like right next to your house.
I know, but that's still a far distance from the locker room when I could go in the cart and get back. So I'm going to steal a cart, man.
All right,
I might even steal Coach Prime's cart.
Ribs will be on the menu. Wings will be on the menu. I'm not sure on the sides, but I bet you they also bring the hot links.
Let's go.
Yeah. You
Those
were working those hot
delicious.
links when we went by there.
I'm gonna eat so much saucy Southern.
Okay, sorry, Alyssa, go ahead.
No worries.
I think you like those hot links.
I do.
Caleb Dirks, super chat. Will
sir,
Cormani and
have a
Alton
problem
get
with
snaps tomorrow?
What was that?
Sorry.
Will Cormani and Alton get
my
snaps tomorrow?
I would doubt it on Alton, just because. Well, I talked about this earlier in the week. Maybe you give him a couple carries as like a refresher before you put him out there against Oregon. But you're essentially buying time right now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I say no.
Yeah, every week you don't play him is like a gift.
Yep.
It is. And you're getting the W and time. Like there's literally no rush.
A couple people asked what time is the tailgate? 5, right?
5 o'clock.
5, we're starting, yes.
Cool. Okay, next one. DJ Flame to you. What's up, Unc? Where's my guy Mata? I don't see him kicking field goals or even extra points. Is everything good with don't miss Mata?
Great question. Such a great question that Lewis Riddick asked the same thing of Coach Prime.
Really?
Yes. And Coach Prime walked him through the dynamics that, yes, Mata is fine. He's healthy. He still don't miss. But there's just no denying what Jay Feely is out there doing. And so they kind of compete, if you will, during practice and maybe even pregame warm-up. And based on those notations, you then go by the distance and which hash mark and decide which one is going to kick it. And it just has just been, I wouldn't say fluke, but just the random occurrence that all the kicks to date, going with 2 games, have been in Jay Feely's wheelhouse and not Mata's.
And Jay's hot right now.
Jace.
Yeah, I mean, he's smoking.
Yeah.
But it is not a slight toward Mata at all. Mata's still nailing him in practice because they both go in practice. They both go, and they're kicking the hell out of it.
I mean, the dude's got a
Jay's
dog
doing
on his
it,
chest
man.
for a reason, bro.
Yeah, because he's a dog, man.
Yeah.
He's a dog.
All right, what
Great
else?
question, though.
I think we called him Jay a bunch then.
Yeah, he's Jace Feely.
But it's an easy one.
Yeah.
Easy one to make.
Yeah, we're doing the initial.
Yeah, there you go.
That way you're always right.
Jay Field.
People call me Jay in the comments sometimes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Mr. Andrew says, can't wait for the game. Ready to go sit in the stands right now.
Let's go.
You might as well just go sit at the business field, get ready for college game day.
Yeah, if you're going to do that. And what how many beers? 10, you said.
10.
Yeah, like 1.2 per hour.
I'm going 2.5 per hour, man. 1 hour.
You can't keep that pace.
I can't
You just
keep up with y'all.
Keep that
Come on,
pace.
man. It's college game day.
Well, you're showing up with a buzz already.
Okay.
Right?
All
Because you're getting there at like 2
I had
a.m.
factored it in. I thought we were just showing up. You're right.
Just gotta stay on the
We're going there
plateau.
on lean. I get it.
Yep.
I got you.
Go ahead.
Okay, another Snapchat or super chat. Jeez. This unfortunate saga is playing out to be the real-time experience of making your enemies your footstool. Oh, the shade of it all.
Love it.
Great comment.
Yeah.
Jay Brown, super chat. He says, just saw Bryce's high school game. He didn't play in the second half. 42 points.
Jeez.
His stats are unbelievable.
They
by
are,
the
man.
Way.
This would be a great place for him.
That's crazy that you
think so,
go
too.
play in a game, get out in the second half, and then you'll be here tomorrow.
Yep.
Reminds me of when our head coach played baseball and football the same day.
Crazy.
Okay, next super chat from Chris. Have you watched the Lee Corso picking against CU CP?
Wasn't that just week 1?
I think
Did
it
he
was.
pick against him? He didn't pick against him last
He
week.
probably did.
Oh, come
People
on.
were
dude.
mad. Hey, so tomorrow is his 400th ever pick on college game day.
And we absolutely know who he's going to pick.
He's gotta.
He's not
been
putting on a ram head.
He's been a
man.
hater so far.
But he ain't doing that, man. Here,
It wouldn't be smart.
here,
It wouldn't be
night
smart.
game, Coach Prime era, like, come on, he's got to put on the right one, man.
I hope he puts on
I
some
hope so.
sunglasses with it.
And a hat on top of it.
Yeah. They got it. I bet you they do.
What does he put on?
The chip head.
Oh, Chip.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But Chip has sunglasses.
So where were you 399 times ago?
Me?
Because this is his 400th time.
I mean, I've watched game day. I was 5 years old, man.
All right.
I've
So
seen
what
many
do
of
you
them.
think he was going to put on?
I mean, I don't know. I
He
don't
was
know.
thinking about Ralphie, is what.
Well, yeah, that's.
Just put the real buffalo in his
Well,
head.
I just thought he was going to put on a cowboy hat or something.
I don't know. He puts the chip head on, man. Actual mascot head.
Chip, you're my guy. I'm sorry I forgot about you. Go ahead.
Jay Brown.
Speaking of head, your haircut is phenomenal.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Jay Brown says Bryce Underwood and Winston Watkins played on the same 7-on-7 team coached by Cam Newton.
It's over.
What a sentence.
It's over.
Yeah, that's a big sentence.
It's over. Go ahead.
Kyle just has a question. Do we have a fan Discord?
Yes.
We do. Go to the DNVR.com, become a DNVR diehard, and then go to, I believe it's just the diehard section, and then you can get into the DNVR lounge. You can hang out with me and a bunch of the dudes in Discord.
So it's a members only lounge, members only Discord, just to keep the
Yeah.
Keep
the
Jay
noise
Norvell out of there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Keep the noise out of there.
Okay, next one from ZL Stoney. Aubrey Miller would have went first round if Jackson State had the same eyes as Colorado.
Absolutely. Same for Isaiah Bolden, who went to the Patriots.
Yep.
Yeah, you
he's
take
doing
that
all right.
talent, play it with more eyeballs on it at this level, they absolutely go high. Absolutely.
Okay, next one here. Oh, we got Sean's about our menu.
up, Sean?
Buffs Overload sent us $20.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
No
Love
comment?
the 20.
No comment.
Love the 20. Please don't take this comment as adverse to the 20. But in the future, if you're going to send 20, put one more
21.
with it.
Yep.
Put one more with it. 4 more quarters.
Let's go.
100 more pennies.
Yep.
Make it
Sure.
21, man.
Tomorrow
Great
night
call.
after that dub, let's see some $21 super chat.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
And you might even get RK in a McAfee tank top if y'all send it in.
Tank Top RK actually has made
This guy-
many an appearance at a Rocky Mountain Showdown.
Wait, we talk about dark horses of this game tomorrow. It'll be a dark horse moment, just spectacular performance if he is coherent for the post-game show.
I'm gonna do it, man.
You going to make a
believe in you.
sacrifice?
Yeah, I'm making the
I
sacrifice.
believe in you.
I have moved on to a point in my life where nailing this show is more important to me than partying with my friends.
Let's go.
Nailing it drunk should be the most important thing.
I think I could do that too.
There you
but
go. That's what I want you to
After
go
we
for.
win the
I'm gonna
conference,
save that for a game where the vibe, like a big win, where the vibes are just so immaculate that everyone's like excited, that I'm on here hammered. I'm gonna see
you go.
if before this show ends, I can find you guys a picture of me at the Rocky Mountain Showdown.
Go ahead.
Okay, Globetrotter. Your thoughts on Warren Sapp joining the staff?
That probably won't happen. Sapp is a great guy, brings a lot to the program, has a deep personal relationship with Coach Prime. But I think Warren Sapp truly enjoys going out and ridding the Florida Everglades of pythons. He would tell you if it ain't fun, he ain't doing it.
Follow a
And-
guy on TikTok who does that.
And there's sometimes, coaching ain't fun. And Warren Sapp, directly told me that, man, I'm about having fun in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do something fun.
Love it.
That's awesome.
Okay, how has it TB? Travis J, Gant, Smoke getting any more playing time?
They've been getting more and more at practice. And Coach Prime is one of those guys, if he doesn't see it at practice, he's not going to see it in the game.
That's what he said Tuesday.
Yeah, so I think they're coming along.
Just to add on that, if you watch Well Off, you can kind of tell Travis is still getting back on the field and everything.
Yeah, I did some footage with him with the Traders. Like, he'll go up to practice and then go do his individual, like, kind of rehab workouts to get stronger. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see he's not ready.
Yep.
Okay, a couple more here. Cellulite podcast. My father says, why hate greatness when the blessings are coming from on high?
Amen.
I replied, Dad, that's because they don't understand. His answer, how can you not understand God's love?
Amen. Screenshot that, send it to me. Amen. Like, read the Bible, man, and take out biblical names and put in you and your buddies' names. Mm-hmm. Like, these are stories. It's not nothing magical and spooky. They went after prophets then, they're going after them now.
Yep.
And if you ain't got the recognition and
straight.
sense enough to understand that Deion Sanders is a prophet bigger than football, I don't know what to tell you.
He's transcendent, man.
Yeah. Galvanizing.
Yep.
I just sent you the Pat McAfee RK pick. No, that's not even the one that I sent. Allie's now sending them to me. This is the one that I sent.
One more from Sean Camp here. He says, Unc, just wanted to make sure you got your gift.
I did. Thank you. It actually sat downstairs longer than I expected because, it was supposed to get delivered to the 5th floor. And someone came in one day and said, I'm typically on the 4th floor, on the coach's floor, and somebody came and said, there's something downstairs, a big box with your name on it. And they said, I thought I mentioned to you because it's been there about a week. Oh, thank you.
We got you, though, Sean.
Yeah, it's here.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
you
bro.
so much. I'm going to post a picture of it.
Hell yeah.
Okay, one more. Luis Soto sent us a super chat. No comment, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have that photo?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on.
Yep, hang on. Give me 1 second here.
I'll show you. There's me on my Pat McAfee at the Rocky Mountain Showdown.
There you go, man. I love it. I love it. I'm zooming in on the armpits to see if I see any
That is
white
weird.
chunks of deodorant. And you thought I really zoomed in on the armpits.
That's clean.
No, it's an impressive armpit, man. I'm not. Let me check the other one. And there you go. Like it's the details. You got to go to details.
Oh man. Well, in most years,
All right, who's cutie right here? She's
know.
close enough that y'all know her.
I don't know her.
Okay.
In most years, the Rocky Mountain Showdown is the first game of the year.
Yep.
So September 2nd, or September 1st, and it was down at Mile High, on those on those pavement lots. You're hanging out all day.
I see.
And
Yeah, I zoomed in on the one black chick for the audience out there.
well, there's only like 4 people in this picture, so.
But you could tell there's more than 4 people in the stadium.
Yes, it was.
But no, really, she's right under your armpit, so that's what made me notice.
They if it was there this year, it would have been cool. CU fans hate it being at Mile High. That's where it was.
They would have sold that shit out.
But it would have been so sick to see, 75,000.
So what prompted the change?
CU fans hated it. CU fans hated playing down there. It takes a little bit of the home field advantage out.
Gotcha.
People that live in Boulder don't always want to go down to Denver. It's more of a pain in the ass. You can't really drink if you live around here, and you got to drive to Denver and drive back. So they went to Rick George right when he got here, and were just like, please get this back to campus.
Gotcha.
So this is the first one back on campus.
No, I mean, it takes a lot to give up a home game, man.
If this game was at Mile High, it'd probably be the most electrifying thing Mile High is going to see this entire season.
Don't do that, Jay.
I'm sorry.
Allison just texted me and said, why am I zooming in on the one black chick? At least we know she's watching. As I said, she was under his armpit. Like, I couldn't help but see her.
Okay, let's cruise through these last
let's do it.
super chats that we just got in. How is it, TB? But Smoke's been there. He was a beast at UK.
What's the question?
It was just a comment. That was a comment.
Is Smoke going to play more, you think?
I think so. Well, he got reps. Yeah, so I think so.
All right.
And he has really, man, made an impact on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
One of the things that I think you saw in week 1 and week 2 that you won't see in week 3, once upon a time, 2 weeks ago, there was a deliberate effort to try to make sure starters weren't overpopulating special teams. The byproduct is that you have, no other way to say this, lesser talent out there. Mm-hmm. I think you're going to see more impactful guys in the coming weeks. Not necessarily tomorrow all at once, but, in the coming weeks, I think you're going to see that unit, get some guys out there like a Smoke, who bring some other talents to the table.
Mm-hmm.
This is the energy I'm trying to not get to tomorrow night.
No, that's
is
like that sponge. Alexis, look
Yeah, that's the Mr. Krabs
like
meme.
Mr. Krabs. That's who I want to do a show with before the season's over.
Oh, God.
No, I want that guy. And I will match him.
There's not a lot of life left in those eyes.
Look at you, man. Did you send that? You got to send that.
All right, I'll send that
You got
one
to send
too.
that in before we get off the air. Like, that is.
What else do we got, Alyssa?
I used to say, me at the Rocky Mountain Showdown is the lowest version of myself, the worst version of myself. trying to stop that from happening tomorrow. Like I said, I'm just throwing up the Shedeur every time things get heated.
All right,
I needed that laugh.
$10 super chat. Uncle Neely's Colorado Prime Sausage might sell well nationwide. Great show.
I'm not touching that.
Next
I'm
question.
also not touching Uncle Neely's prime sausage.
ZL Stoney says Zay needs a D on his chest.
Yes, he does.
He does. Yeah. He needs the embroidered letter D for dog on his chest.
There you go.
He does not D on his chest.
Luis Soto again. He says, Uncle Neely, what happened with the cameraman at the TCU game? Looked like a very heated exchange. World star.
Cameraman at the TCU game.
Did you get in a fight?
Scrapping it up.
I have
Fort
so
Worth?
many of those, so I'm trying to remember like the specifics. I always have a run-in, man.
You're like, half media creator, half coach. I guess now. We're
So
up to
here's what I
three
think would
halves,
happen.
half
Like,
security.
like honestly, you guys and people who know me out there know I don't want no trouble. All right. Like when we were at the bar,
Oh, I think I know what they're talking about. But go
I
ahead.
don't want no trouble. But sometimes when people say stuff, I will say something back.
Yeah.
Like just to get like.
Because you're witty.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah. I'm not trying to
I have
start
to say
something.
this.
But what am I not remembering?
There was
TCU?
remember there was a guy who was like trying to get in through a door, and Sam was there, and Sam told him like, "You can't come in here." And he's
Oh
like,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
I
yeah,
can.
yeah. No, it's all good. Yeah, I think Darius has all on video.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Okay, 4 more. Curtis Midkiff. Unc got that fresh cut for the big game.
I tried to be like Jake.
Hey,
Jake
we're
got
all
a
cut
cut
up this week.
and that's why I didn't wear a hat for this show because I was like, I'm not gonna let
That's-
Jake have the only good-looking head out there. And early today, when I said speaking of head, and nobody jumped on it.
I just let it go.
But Jake, my daughter was out of town. Alexis was over in the corner,
Yep.
and she screenshotted the press conference and said, "Did Jake get a haircut? I've never seen him without a hat on."
Let's go. No hat, Jake.
Yeah,
We're back.
Moves mountains.
We're back, baby.
DC says, yo, Unc, let's get the noobs back on the yard.
Once again, let's work on it, man. I'm all for it.
Yep.
I'm all for it.
Cellulite podcast. God has his chosen ones. Most may be called out, but only a few are chosen. Hence why the chosen ones are hated the most.
Cosign.
Well said.
Anthony Allen says, will we play Alton tomorrow?
We already talked about that.
Yeah.
Sorry, these are super
Appreciate the
chats.
super
So,
chat.
yeah.
Thank
yep.
you.
And then last one here from Sean Camp. Are we doing another sports trip? Another road trip, sorry.
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah. Details to follow.
There we go.
I'm literally always the last to know, so don't ask me, Sean. I'll just see you there.
Well, if you're not the last, I'm the last usually.
No, I'm
so.
second to the last. No, and the only reason I'm second to the last is because you read the text before I did. So,
Oh,
or
I'm
vice
for
versa.
sure the last.
Yeah, listen, actually, it's so.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
tell
like
me where I'm
I
going.
literally just found out about Oregon. Like, okay,
Yeah, true.
like didn't know.
Okay,
Thanks.
last one here. IWJ Jive 70. What do you guys think about a stadium naming rights deal to cover the stadium upgrades?
I will yield to the
Can't-
historians.
Can't we just use all the money from the sellouts to upgrade the
Yep,
stadium? Folsom Field, that means a lot.
Now
Why
you
not?
know I ain't been here long enough to have a say. You don't have to change the field name.
Yeah,
like
you
know
can
to
do-
name the grounds of the stadium. You know, so it could
Chipotle
work.
Stadium at
Yeah.
Folsom Field.
Yeah, you could do that.
Well, why not do it to the basketball arena?
They did. They had. It used to be the Coors Event Center.
Right.
To me, if you look around, most college stadiums don't have it for whatever reason. I'm not gonna cry about more money. So if it happens, it happens. But most college stadiums don't do that. I mean, look at Bryant Denny Stadium. You go through it, like all of the most legendary college football stadiums you can think of, they don't have names. The Rose Bowl, so it's not necessary. I think that if you sell out every single game this season, you'll have plenty of money
Well, that's
to
definitely
invest in
gonna
Coach
happen.
Prime and
Yeah.
invest in the
That's
stadium.
definitely going to
upgrades.
happen. Every game will sell out.
That was it.
Do you want to bring up those picks?
Oh, yeah, you want that other one?
All right.
I feel like we told
The Mr.
people-
Crab one?
Yeah,
you gotta put that
Oh,
one up.
did you already put both of them up, or the first one?
put the first one up. I
Okay.
didn't put the Dead in the Eyes ones.
Yeah, this one is.
Yeah. I love Zombie RK. That
That's
is Walking
tough,
Dead
man.
RK right there, man.
Yeah, you look like you're out of like Left 4 Dead or something.
That's definitely like after a touchdown. I'm just losing my mind. I'm not going there tomorrow. Not going to that place tomorrow.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Will you agree to at least go that place some point this season, like when we clinch a bowl or clinch the pack? Like you got to give Neely that one time this
There it
season.
is. It's on the screen.
Sure. The thing is, like, I gotta.
There you go. Put it over.
That is. The thing about it is, like, after these games now, I like have to see people, and like everywhere I walk, people are recognizing me, and like players' parents are coming up to me, like, I don't know how I'm gonna safely
You know
get
what,
to that
man?
place.
Let me tell you this as I wipe my brow. You just convinced me to convince you not to do it. I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
It's bigger. It's bigger than us.
I know, and even like I get.
I forgot about players' parents, man.
I get riled up in the game and I start yelling shit, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to tone it down a little.
Yeah. You're a brand now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you represent something.
Because these guys behind me were like kept asking me questions. They're like, every time we have a question, we can just ask RK. And I was like, oh man, they're listening to everything I'm saying.
Oh man. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to
you're
watch
right.
yourself in the stands these days.
I just hate Nebraska, and then I also was kind of cooled out on CSU until they started chirping.
Yeah, they chirped, man. They chirped from the top.
Yep.
I'm not going there.
All right, guys.
Just one more time. Can we get that picture up on the screen one more time? Can we get Zombie RK?
We have officially hit 100 minutes.
Yeah, this is a long show.
This is a long show.
Yeah.
This is a
I've-
great show.
I've
though.
been gone all week, so I
I
can
know.
keep going all night.
Great to have you back,
That's
man.
what she said.
Love you, chat. Appreciate y'all again. Can't wait to meet some more of you guys tomorrow at the tailgate. Let's whip that ass, man.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's show our how explosive we can be and how good this team is, how deep it is.
Flex on them.
Pause, but go Buffs. Let's go Buffs. Like, I don't know about the deep part. You lost me there.
Let's go, Bucks.
Post game tomorrow. Let's go Buffs.